Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Instagram better be working. What's up, everybody? Going live here. All right. We are live. Live. Finally. We're back on YouTube live streaming. What's up, Sophia? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are live everywhere. Welcome, everybody. We are coming upon a new era here at the Raw Food World. The people, what's up, Natasha, are building up right now, and we'll be talking about this new era in a second. But anyhow, I'm in my living room, different scene here. Thought it was a little bit more cozy, comfortable. I don't know, what do you guys think? How do we do that? And oh yeah, okay. Welcome, everybody. If you have any questions, what's up, D from Canada? Ask your questions here. I'm back on YouTube live streaming. They've given me my YouTube privileges back after kissing ass for a very long period of time. Anyway, so there's a new era here at the Raw Food World that I'm going to be sharing with you tomorrow on our newsletter list. I'll tell you what it is tonight, but if you're not on our newsletter list, go to therawfoodworld.com and sign up. It's a new era for me in the Raw Food World here, as you will see tomorrow. But I'll tell you what it is. In the meantime, and by the way, just so everybody knows, we've deposited a $9 store credit in everybody's store accounts just for straight out free. Additionally, at the same time, you can use the coupon code RAWFOOD7 for 7% off. And we've also got this new free shipping offer to where if you get any Organo product, any ketone, quintessential product, or Oceans Alive Marine Phytoplankton, you get free shipping. So you could literally use your $9 store credit. You can literally use the coupon code RAWFOOD7 and have free shipping at the same time if you buy one of those products. Best deals ever right now at therawfoodworld.com. And if you don't have a store account with us, if you have a store account with us, we deposit the $9 store credit. If you don't have one, you will get a $9 store credit within 24 hours. So I've seen your video with a lady who healed from her bipolar and depression with raw foods. That's awesome. Yeah. Deborah from North Carolina. If anybody has any questions, ask away because I don't really have a topic this or I'll just start babbling. Okay. So, if you're on my newsletter list, you knew that I sent out an email stating that I have a new style of video coming. And tonight, I launch it. This is like the real deal. This is like viral stuff. Just wait till you see it. And this first video is awesome, and it's gonna probably blow your mind. But the next one is gonna be insane. Like it's a major process what we're doing here. And it's gonna go viral. It's gonna help a lot of people. Second one especially. The first one will go mini viral, but the second one's just gonna be insane. So I've got a new style of video, very professional, very humorous. I'm a funny guy, right? I can be funny. So this is what we have in line. And this, I'm telling you, you will not even guess what is coming out tomorrow. So if you want to see this, go on, and I'm creating a new, it's so big, I'm creating a new YouTube channel for it. So you want to join our newsletter list. You can't even go to my YouTube channel to see it. I'll probably put a YouTube video up saying go to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be up late tonight working. Okay, so someone said, yeah, shoot me a Facebook or Instagram message and I'll talk to them and see why they haven't sent those books out yet from the contest. Okay, so someone says, what kind of toothpaste do you use, and are you against fluoride? I'm definitely against fluoride, and the tooth soap is what I use. They went out of business though. I have like 10 bottles here. I don't know what I'm going to use when it's gone. I haven't really looked that far ahead, but that's what I use right now. So yeah, I'm not a fan of fluoride, especially for the pineal gland. How did they heal from what? Okay, so what we're gonna do, for those of you just tuning in, we've got $9 store credits deposit in everybody's store's accounts. You can use the coupon code RAWFOOD7 at the same time. You can get free shipping if you buy Oregano product, Kinty Central, Ketone product, or Ocean's Alive Marine Phytoplankton. Best deal we've probably ever had in our history. How do you get nutrients of juice without drinking it? Okay, so here's the juice. Here's the nutrients. What you do is you go. There you go. No, you gotta drink it, right? Unless there's something I don't know about. Now that's going in 15 minutes. That's going to go to my liver. Okay, the beauty about juices, let me tell you about the beauty about juices, is I've also got my carrot juice here. The beauty about juices is harmful foods are not necessarily all, they're not all harmful, but many foods create byproducts. For example, if you're trying to get protein and someone likes to eat meat, uric acid is a byproduct of eating meat. And your body could eliminate uric acid if you're doing small quantities, but generally your kidneys can't handle all of the uric acid from eating too much meat. The problem with meat is when people overdo it. And a lot of these people on these meat diets overdo it. You could do like a ketogenic diet in an extremely healthy way, but you can also overdo it by doing too much non-protein. And then you're going to generate so much excess uric acid that it starts to build up in your kidneys, you get kidney stones, and your muscles soak it up like a sponge. And when your muscles soak it up like a sponge, over time, when it hits saturation point, you could get rheumatism and other issues like this. So 4 to 6 ounces of meat 3 times a week is like the cap of where you're like in major safety zone of not running into issues in the long run. From the uric acid aspect. Norman Walker, in one of his books, he used to help heal people from thousands of diseases. He was a raw food pioneer. He lived to be 99. And he took urine analysis from over 2,000 people, meat eaters, and only what was it? 1/5 to 1/10 of the uric acid that was supposed to be coming out of the urine from the meat that they ate was coming out. So 4/5 of it was staying in their system, in their kidneys and in their muscles. So that's what the deal is. Now, when you drink, okay, so vegetable juices are broken down into the atomic elements ready to go for your digestive system. When you eat, okay, so we've already debunked the complete protein myth many times. But the body can't accept a complete protein from meat. The liver doesn't work this way. What happens is you eat meat or any food, and then when it hits the small intestines, what it does is the villi of the small intestines takes the molecules from the meat, and then it goes into the bloodstream through the hepatic vein, and then all those molecules get separated into their individual atom components. So the molecules break up into like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, all the different atoms. And then the liver takes these separated atoms, catalogs them, and once they catalog them, they create tissues in the body. They create amino acids from these atomic elements. And if you eat meat and you eat a complete protein, which the body doesn't accept, you might be your liver might assign those molecules, which is going to be not even living molecules because you're cooking the meat. And that's like the best for rebuilding collagen, rebuilding amino acids in tissue. And it goes into, so those molecules get rebuilt however the liver needs at that moment in time. And it could be completely different from the atomic elements taken in from the meat. Like you can have a structure of an amino acid. All amino acids are composed of nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. All of them. And then there's a couple in there that have an iodine and a sulfur component. So you eat the meat, it takes all of them, and then it can reorganize these atoms into whatever molecules it wants and what the body needs at that moment in time. About vegetable juices, especially carrot juice, is that the atomic elements are already broken down. Let's talk about what happens when you drink this. You drink this. Okay, it's going down my esophagus. I feel it right now. Okay, it's going into my stomach. It's in my stomach. Within 15, meat takes a long time to digest. Plus there's a stimulation component, a heat thing, where a lot of the energy is utilized for the digestive process. There's no energy needed. There's no fiber in here. It just goes straight in. So here it goes straight in. I feel like coming into my stomach. In a minute, within the next few minutes, it's going to come into my small intestines, already broken down into atomic elements. The blood's going to take it straight to the liver. This is alive. Carrots are sturdy. It has its live living atomic elements in here. It's like it has a magnetic vibration. This is what the cells need for ideal nourishment. And so what happens is it goes into the liver. The liver is going to take all these atoms that it's like, thank you, look at all this nutrition that I got without any byproducts or harm to the human body. It's like ready to go. Immediately, it sends it to build. This has all the elements needed to build all the amino acids in the body. And it's alive, it's organic, and if you were to like just start drinking carrot juice and other juices, especially carrot has like everything the body needs practically, then your hair, skin, and nails are gonna start growing better. Your collagen is gonna rebuild. This is really good for children. All sorts of things. Anyway, we've got a new era going on at the raw food world. I'm creating a new YouTube channel. This is the most professional, hilarious videos you've ever seen. Lots of work and energy goes into it. Tomorrow is the launching thing. Join my newsletter list at therawfoodworld.com if you want to get in on this. Okay. Someone writes, how many calories do I have a day? That's actually Tim. If you watch my YouTube videos, I actually did an experiment on how many calories I did. One day I ate 5,000. 5,000 calories in one day. So the calorie myth I kind of debunked because I'm not fat. Freaking skinny as hell. Yeah, I've got muscle. Anyway. So, and what I like to do is drink 8 to 16 ounces and then wait for that to go, and then the body, you do another like 30 minutes later or throughout the day instead of drinking a mass at one time. And this is cucumber juice. Okay, so here we go. Let's see here. We're on Instagram right now. We're gonna say hello. Tanny Raw has joined us. Actually, you can run it all over your body and it will be in your bloodstream in seconds. Okay. I mean, maybe you'll get some nourishment from that, but I mean, to get the most out of the juice, you want to drink it. Is organic coconut sugar in cooking bad? It's better than white refined sugar, where they strip it completely and it's harmful to the human body. It's more lower glycemic. But any cooked sugar isn't really ideal. I mean, you're talking to an extremist here, you know? I'm like, it's not good for the human body. So that's like refined sugar. What it does is, just so you know, when you eat cooked sugar of any form, it breaks down into alcohol, acetic acid in the human body, and carbonic acid. And so pretty much, if you're eating that on a consistent basis, over a period of time, what you're doing to your body is kind of like when someone drinks alcohol on an ongoing basis, but at a much slower pace. So you're pretty much intaking alcohol when you eat refined sugar. Plus, acetic acid is really bad for the membranes of your organs and stuff like that. In the old days, they used to use acetic acid to burn off warts. So it's not something that I personally, now imagine what that would do inside of you. So, but I'm an extremist. People need their sweet tooth. Like sugar, any cooked sugar is no good. Raw sugar, maybe make your food and then pour raw honey on it, or other raw. You could use dried fruit, dates. These are the ideal sugars. And they don't spike your, I mean, they will spike your, but they're not like blueberries, for example, in clinical studies has shown to, when taken with refined sugar, curb the spike. And then what happens is when you eat soda or 3 tablespoons of refined sugar, you spike your sugar so much. So then your body like freaks out and throws all this insulin in, and then it shoots down and it overcompensates. And now your blood sugars are like way low. And then it takes a while for it to balance out, and you're just like in this mess. But when they did a clinical study, that's what happened. And when they took blueberries with it, it didn't spike as high and it didn't dip as much. And they decided like that might be because of the fiber of the blueberries. So what they did was they tested with blueberry juice. It spiked higher, but it didn't dip as low, and it didn't spike higher than the refined sugar. And so they came to the conclusion that's the phytonutrients in the fruit that actually helped not absorb all of the sugar. So you don't want to overdo fruit sugar like a lot of guys do, like 30 bananas a day, of course, but it's actually really good for you. And it's good, you know, so. Laura Loon, what is up? Do I eat dates on occasion? Is it dangerous to use toothpaste with fluoride? Yes. Stay away from that. For those of you that are just tuning in, we deposited $9 store credit in everybody's store account. We also have a free shipping offer when you buy, or if you have any Organo, Ketone, Quintessential, or Ocean's Live Marine Phytoplankton in your cart, you get free shipping. And you can use the coupon code RAWFOOD7 at the same time for 7% off. That's like crazy discounts, everybody. So what would happen if someone went an entire month with no sugar at all? I've done that. You would shift your body into utilizing fat as a fuel source versus sugar. Depends who the person is. If they're overweight, they'll probably start losing weight. If a guy like me did that, which I kind of have done, and I have a very low glycemic diet as it is, except for the carrot juice, but I just started drinking carrot juice again recently because I've been realizing the benefits. It could be a beneficial thing. I'm just, yeah. So what happens is when you stop eating sugar, especially if you're talking about refined sugar, if you stop eating refined sugar, you're gonna start healing. Eliminating refined sugar and bread, like the gluten, starches, that pastas and all that type of stuff. Whole foods like baked potatoes are fine, and on a whole foods diet, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, but the bread and the pasta and all these other things, these are the 2 most damaging foods to the body. If you could eliminate refined sugars and bread items and gluten and things like this, people start healing from disease. People have healed from all sorts of disease just from doing that one thing. And of course, like fast foods, like fried foods, trans fatty acids, those 3 things, you're gonna like become so healthy. And there's many things that you can eat by eliminating those things. All raw foods, baked potatoes, eggs, raw goat's cheese, chicken, fish, turkey, baked potatoes, quinoa, millet, buckwheat. Eggs are easy to eat. Like, it's simple to do. You just eat whole foods and you eliminate that crap. People heal from disease. I've met thousands of people being a raw food pioneer for 20 years. who have healed from all sorts of diseases. Tomorrow, we begin a new era of the raw food world. I should just, oh, I can't, I've got all my devices being used. This is insane. My new style video comes out tomorrow. Get on my newsletter list if you're not on it. I'm so happy I'm back on YouTube live streaming. It's like I feel, okay. So here we go. How long will it take to get the sugar out? I can't express what these videos are gonna be like. Okay, let me think of the style. Oh, what's the name of that YouTube channel? Anyway, this is going through the roof. I'm telling you, the first one is fun, everybody's gonna like it, but the second one is like mainstream viral possibly. One a week is what I'm doing. One a week. On Instagram, I'll put a 1-minute preview. It's like a 5-minute and 40-second video. And I'll link it to YouTube. And it'll be on Facebook and YouTube. You'll see. I can't wait. We're gonna be reaching the masses, everybody. That's how confident I am. So someone's asking, how long will it take to get the sugar out? Well, the traditional answer from the Raw Food Bible would be, well, you know, you've been eating raw food, refined sugar for 20 to 30 years now. So how long do you think it's going to take it to get it out? Anyway, how can anybody measure that? It's like impossible. People just make shit up. Sorry. Anyway, people make stuff up. I don't know. But the uncomfortableness of it, it depends. It's like an up and down thing. Like you might go through a cleansing reaction. You might not feel anything at first. You might just feel great because you're stopped intaking on an ongoing basis. And then all of a sudden time goes by and then the withdrawals kick in. You never know how long that withdrawal period's gonna be for, how sick you get. Maybe it's just a small withdrawal thing. That's when we wanna do enemas and colonics, when you're sick and you think you need to go to the hospital. You do enemas every single day while you're sick, so you just remove all that stuff out. That's the fast pace. That's the fast pace to remove it. So it's like a cyclical thing. You might feel really good for a while, and then you have to go through this thing, and then da, 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 da. What foods will help serotonin and dopamine? Mucunia. We have our herbs are extreme. Our Ayurvedic herbs are very potent on our website. They're very medicinal. We have a Mucunia 10% and 20%. This is a form of L-Dopa, which is a precursor to dopamine. And then also nutritional yeast has a compound. Forgot what it was called. I could look it up. That also helps rebuild dopamine. But if you really want to help with your dopamine, you want to stop taking street drugs and coffee. Because what that does is it like depletes your dopamine stores, and then you feel really good because it's thrown in your system. And the good thing about it is it keeps it in your system longer than it would be. But then you start taking more and more coffee or whatever you're doing, because it builds up and you don't get the stimulation effect, so you have to take more. And then over time you diminish your dopamine levels. So what you want to do is try to wean off of coffee, and then you're gonna go through withdrawals and you feel like crap, but then you're gonna start rebuilding your dopamine stores, and that's also street drugs and things like that. So also what happens is when you have a low dopamine level from drinking coffee or doing street drugs, your acetylcholine, which are neurotransmitters, which are very potent. It's a very spiritual component of our thoughts and our powers, or whatever you want to call it. And when we're low on dopamine, the acetylcholine overcompensates. So we have the sunflower lecithin that's truly raw. It's the first one that I've ever seen that is 100% raw. All this is at therawfoodworld.com. We have $9 store credits in everybody's store account. Deposited them yesterday. It's a promo. You can use the Raw Food 7 coupon code at the same time, Raw Food 7. And you get free shipping on your entire order if you order Organo, Ketone, or Quintessential, or Oceans Alive. Crazy savings right now. Anyway, so sunflower lecithin is my new favorite product. I take it twice a day for spiritual purposes and some other reasons too. But the reason why it's so good, the pineal gland has more lecithin compared to any other body part. So sunflower lecithin, this is very pure sunflower lecithin. I've looked at all, like many on the market. None were as like, you know, good as this one in terms of like, none were raw with this one, but also void of, what do you call them, anaerobic bacteria, stuff like that. Anyway, so this has lecithin, which is a precursor to acetylcholine. It's a precursor to phospholipids, which is the barrier around the cell. So if you like continually take the stuff, you're providing precursors to acetylcholine and phospholipids, which may help with your absorption because now you're rebuilding the cell membranes. It's just like getting crazy amounts of nutrition. Or what lecithin is organic phosphorus. And this sunflower lecithin is the ideal way to do this. And for men, it's extremely good to replenish your, it's also good for women because I'm trying to do this in a professional way. When a couple has coitus is the professional term, certain things happen, like from a man when he ejaculates, lots of nutrition, if you do it on an ongoing basis frequently, is pulled to do this. And lecithin, organic phosphorus, the semen is loaded with that. And the tail of the sperm actually has 30% lecithin or something like this. And so does the head. And there's all these testimonials of people who were taking lecithin online. I'm not going to repeat the testimonials because they're sometimes kind of vulgar. But anyways, they were having great experiences to where they weren't able to have a flow, I guess you can say. So then it just, I guess you say it was a very strong flow. But what I've read in old school books that when you do this, men and women, the lecithin is taken for what's needed. And it can be sometimes taken from the pineal gland if we don't have enough. And from taking like fluoride, like someone was talking about, inorganic calcium, phosphates, all sorts of things, and we're not getting enough organic phosphorus, lecithin, then what happens is our pineal gland will take what it can get, and it will take inorganic phosphates, which is phosphorus, inorganic phosphorus, and then that's how it calcifies. So one way, and that's loaded in like refined sugar, breads and things like this. What we want to do is improve our diet. To decalcify our pineal gland, we want to improve our diet and take sunflower lecithin and replenish that on an ongoing basis because it's a precursor to female and male, you know what I'm talking about, result of coitus. And it's also a precursor to phospholipids, which is extremely important, and even more important, acetylcholine. The acetylcholine shoots off all sorts of neurons, and we talked about this in a previous episode or YouTube channel, I mean, live hangout, to where the lecithin, or organic phosphorus, is like one of the only components that has elements that has an ongoing spin to it. And in physics, I wrote an entire article on this if you want to learn all the details. They can actually hold information, thoughts. And there's a lot of magical, not magical, spiritual things that happen. For example, if you're going to judge someone, they're going to feel it. Or have you ever noticed when you all of a sudden you feel something weird and you look to your right and you see someone staring at you? There's like something going on there in the spiritual world to where you're we all feel everything. It's almost like this web, and we create all these things. They talk about the law of attraction. You try to manifest things, whatever it is. What I'm coming to say is I believe that this organic phosphorus, and I've been reading more and more, I found even an older school book that even confirms this with the brain, that is the nourishment needed for creating, is like the building blocks, especially acetylcholine. Also, you remember this for example, when you look at Dr. Emoto's experiment, when you change, like you love water, magically it changes its structure when it freezes. So something's coming out of you into that, or maybe it's through the physics terms of quantum entanglement, where you just like tune into it and just all of a sudden appears immediately. But I'm saying this phosphorus, organic phosphorus, is kind of like the fuel for our spiritual facilities. And the pineal gland has more of it than anything else there is. And there's a relationship between acetylcholine and the pineal gland shown in clinical studies. And what the concept was, they have a negative spin, they form these positive molecules. And then when they're two quantum entangled molecules, and when they collide, all of a sudden the oxygen and calcium atoms break off, and then they shoot off this synaptic neuron firing, creating something in existence. That's what's going on here with that. That's my belief. That's from the physics that I've been reading. I think this is pretty big time. It's my favorite product, and anyway, I feel really good with it. I usually take 2 teaspoons before my lunch and 2 teaspoons before my dinner, which I'm going to do soon. Love it. Okay, this is awesome. I've got all sorts of questions here. Let's hit refresh here. I got a question at news.therealfoodworld.com, but it's such an extreme question. You know, like the new raw foodies, they get all like excited. They lose all this weight. They start saying cooked food is poison. And I'm like trying to tell them, here's a shortcut. You want to have like more happiness in your life? That's not the approach you want to take. You're going to learn the hard way if you don't listen to me right now. My kid, pretty much you're telling me I feed my kids poison because they're growing girls and I want to make sure they're getting everything they need, and I feed them eggs that are cooked. Anyway, so, and we're talking extreme. These person are talking, this guy's dry fasted, which means you don't eat food or drink water, and it's the only way, he's saying, because I read this earlier, to replace cells. Like, where do you get this information? Do you believe everything you hear and read? Sorry, I don't mean to freak out or anything, but like, it's like this like disconnect. No offense, but okay, so this guy has done 200 days of dry fasting. I've done 6 days of dry fasting in my entire life, and that was insane. Like, and that wasn't, that was 2 different times, 3 and 3. Anyway, you don't believe everything you hear, like, relax. Okay. Okay, so someone asked me about, I didn't finish, that came from dopamine. Serotonin, they also asked, CBD oil is really good for serotonin because it activates the serotonin receptors. So that's what CBD, oh dude. Okay, there we go. CBD activates all sorts of receptors in the human body. That's why it's one of the most powerful natural medicines I've ever seen. Like, most stuff isn't like, anyway, we have 100% raw, the first 100% raw CBD oil on our website. We have a Raw Food 7 coupon for 7%. $9 store credit is a deposit in everybody's store's account right now. And you can use the coupon code at the same time. If you don't have a store account, we will add a store credit within 24 hours if you create one. And then also you can get free shipping if you get Organo, Ketone, Keet Essential, or Oceans Alive. So you can get free shipping if you get one of those products. $9 off your order for no apparent reason, because we just threw it in there. And you can use a 7% off coupon, Raw Food 7. That just takes care of shipping usually. And now you got the $9 store credit and free shipping possible. Okay, I'll stop. So CBD oil, we have that on our website. It's awesome. It activates all sorts of receptors. We don't need, I've talked about that many times. What brand of spirulina do you recommend? Ours. We have our spirulina powder tastes really good too. I'll be in Cuenca soon. Gonna come and visit, Matt. All right. Okay. I've heard great things from them too. Use them. Test results. Quantity. Okay. How do we get rid of the shell around the pineal gland? I already said that, so you probably heard. Okay. Okay. If you want another product you could take in this whole entire spiritual nutrition that we've been talking about tonight is the Ayurvedic herb Bacopa, which we also have just like our Mucunia. The Bacopa and Mucunia together work together to kind of help open the third eye. We talked about how dopamine, acetylcholine overcompensates when you have low dopamine from eating coffee, drinking coffee, and things like that. And so we're talking about the precursor to make sure you're getting more acetylcholine so you can create more. And Mucunia raises dopamine levels, so then you don't have to drain so much acetylcholine and waste your organic phosphorus in your body, which we don't want to be doing. And Bacopa has been shown in clinical studies to work better than the pharmaceutical drugs utilized for Alzheimer's and other products, even though they're not successful with Alzheimer's too much, by keeping the acetylcholine lasting longer in the system. So Bacopa will help do that to where you don't have to drain the acetylcholine as much. And if you really want, we have Ormus on our website. Ormus is I did a newsletter on this. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but it does something pretty big. I mean, and ours is like the legit of the legitist. It's intense. It's like, you might not even want to take it, but it can help with opening that. Okay. Our CBD oil, this person takes CBD oil for anxiety. You should try it. And now's a good time because of all the discounts. Okay, so now we're coming back to Facebook, everybody. Okay. Carolyn Queen is in the house. Okay, so someone's asking, do you believe in juicing or blending whole foods with pulp? Juicing is the best because we were talking about that. All the nutrition goes straight to the liver. All the living organic elements go straight to the liver for the liver to take and build tissues. When you take fiber in the blended stuff, it's going to work the digestive system more. Some of the nourishment is going to be used for handling that through your digestive process. When you drink juices like this, it just goes straight in like a rocket ship and gets sent to build amino acids. Literally, if you want to recover muscles, carrot juice is better than eating meat because this has all of the atomic elements needed for building amino acids. You might not get, it's for recovering, for health, building collagen. You might not get big muscles. That's from, the reason why that happens, we already discussed also, that's part of my video tomorrow, but that's from the high purine content in meat. And the high, in steroids, because their purines are loaded in nitrogen. And in steroids work, half of them work on the market to where it gives crazy amounts of, produces nitrogen retention in the muscle, which builds the muscle. So when you take steroids, you're not taking nourishment to build your muscles to make them big. Just like when you take meat, it's not because of the nourishment, it's because of the high nitrogen content from the purines in these foods. But if you look on Google what purines are, it says upon oxidation, they turn into uric acid. And that's the component we want to watch out for. And that's why we don't want to do more than 4 to 6 ounces of animal protein 3 times a week. Because when you eat too many purines, the uric acid builds up like crazy and causes all sorts of issues in the long run. Okay, so here we go. Is rebounding good for the lymph? Yes, it's great. Second question, is inflammation the #1 reason for disease, and how do you combat it? Okay, so that's a great question. So one could say that the cause of disease is inflammation for many diseases, but that's not really the cause. The cause is what caused the inflammation. So you're looking at, okay, you have this disease and you have inflammation, and you're being told that this is what caused your disease. But no, whatever caused this inflammation is whatever caused this is what caused your disease. So you can do nothing with this inflammation, but the only way you can heal this inflammation is if you heal this, the cause of the inflammation. So the inflammation is useless. And so the question is, it's like, okay, so how do you eliminate inflammation? The main thing is, there's two things. One is diet. Three things, maybe four. Diet is what causes inflammation on a physical level. You want to heal your inflammation. This is why so many people have healed from all sorts of diseases from eating a cooked whole foods diet or raw food diet, because you're eliminating the foods that cause inflammation in the body. One thing. So you just have to stop eating the refined sugar and the processed starches and the trans fatty acids, and then boom, all of a sudden your inflammation is going to go down. But then there's also, this is so funny. This happens at every hangout. One person starts talking about everything's hybrid now, and because they're listening to this new doctor, and now they're mentioning the doctor. They're talking about everything. This is like the way it is. Anyway, who cares about hybrid food? Anyway, I'll stop. Every week there's something. Okay, I get a little worked up here. Okay, so the second thing for inflammation is generally stress. Think about it. If you're like completely stressed out, you get more zits. That pain or burn that you have inside inflames. So stress is another component that can cause inflammation. But the great thing about improving your diet completely is you can handle more stress without inflammation. So you can literally do the physical aspects, and then automatically you can handle more of the spiritual aspect. That's like the beauty about eating healthy. But also we can focus and try to handle all that type of stuff. And then there's another spiritual component. Maybe you're doing something that you shouldn't be. That's a big one. That's not between me and you. I can't like tell you what that is. Maybe you're doing bad to others. Maybe you are continually drawing energy from others. Woe is me. Maybe, I'm not saying this is happening to you. Maybe you're not on your path. You're not happy. Maybe you're ungrateful for your life. And then generally what happens is someone ends up with a disease and they freak out and they flip. They become grateful for their life. They start treating people better. All these different things. So that's just another. So there was three components. The physical, which is eliminate the crap that causes inflammation. The stress, but if you fix the physical, it could work out a lot of this other stuff. If you do the physical, all these other spiritual stuff, it can help. Anyway, moving along. I think the meat consumption is causing me joint pain. It's a possibility. These uric acid crystals, and maybe it's something in your joints. I mean, it's also uric acid is also the reason for gout, and that's like right in there. Too much uric acid. I want to know if anything has changed in your resort camp. It's a retreat. One day I'm coming if I can ever afford it. It's just getting better and better. Like we learn, it gets better. We're doing San Pedro every retreat now due to the success of it. Now there's a new diet called the Octavia diet, someone just said, but there's lots of meat. So she's glad I'm talking about this. Anyone can create any diet. The reason why all these new fads and diets work is because they all eliminate the refined sugar and processed starches and the trans fatty acids. All you have to do is that, and then anybody can create any fad, any diet they want. I'm going to create a fad one day. I will. No, I won't. I've got something big coming, guys. If you're not on my newsletter list, join it, because I've got a new style of video coming that's about to blow up. The first one, which is tomorrow, is going to be big and awesome. But the next one, oh man, can't wait. Can't even contain myself. What's up, Lori? Okay. Oh man, that's a long question. Okay. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Okay, so you guys ready for this? What I'm about to share with you applies to all disease on some level. Okay. I've got a question. I'm working to heal my hypothyroidism, which I've had for 19 years. Oh, dude. I used to be on medication, but my liver won't take the meds anymore. I'm supposed to be on a thyroid calming herbs, but not taking it at the moment. My blood levels are still high. I've lost a lot of bone density in the last 2 years. I'm having a raw smoothie every morning, most mornings. You're probably not going to like my answer, so you might want to hang up. Okay. I've got your ketone 3.3. I'm having trouble doing raw as I'm a writer in Australia. Who cares? So I'm having cooked vegetables and raw smoothie daily. I've been vegetarian for years, and I'm detoxing and cutting the eggs and gluten-free cakes and stuff, which I only had once a week. My skin on my back is so itchy from the detoxing. I think I'm doing a daily meditation. How do I exponentialize my healing? Daily meditation, okay. Meditation is meditation, but you do that for 20 minutes. What are you doing for the other 23 hours and 40 minutes? And what are you doing in those 20 minutes? Anyway, we're not going to get into that. But okay, first off, you're going extreme. What? Eggs are good for most people. You don't need to eliminate eggs. Is this a boy or a girl? Okay. Why is it that women are more likely to have a thyroid disorder 5 to 10 times more likely? They've said 5 to 8 times more likely, but it's probably even more than that. We've talked about the placebo effect many times. The biggest fear and worry for women is weight gain, being overweight, right? And men too, but for women, it's like ridiculous. And now these days when everybody could, and keep in mind that 67% of the population is either overweight or obese in America. 67%. Now, the only disease that has a symptom, it's not the only disease, but the main disease that has a symptom that causes weight gain is a thyroid disorder. I have talked to many mainstream doctors, and women have come in asking to be tested for thyroid issues. And what happens is they say, you're healthy, you don't have a thyroid issue. And because of all the nonsense that they've listened to on the internet, they get pissed. They start screaming at doctors. They want their thyroid disorder. They want a reason for being overweight. So what happens is a lot of natural doctors pick up the crap from I'm being a little harsh tonight, I'm sorry, from the real doctors, and they say, did your doctor turn you away? Did he say that your thyroid was healthy? I'm so sorry about that. Come to me. We will take an F3 test, an R3 reverse uptake test. You'll need a vitamin D test. There's an antibody test, a free T4, a T4. We will find and diagnose your thyroid today. And then another doctor I learned about, they created a whole new term. Do you have exhausted thyroid? Does your numbers go back from one side to the other side? Ongoing, ongoing, ongoing. We'll even, the doctors in mainstream, what they measure TSH from 1 something to 4.5. We're going to lower the level to 2. The lower they make it, the more money they make. You understand that, right? And if you look at the research, your thyroid TSH level, if your thyroid became completely inactive, your thyroid would go all the way up to not 4.5, but like 40 something. So you don't have an issue. So the exhausted thyroid, they create, it's not a medical recognized term yet, but come into our office. Now, keep in mind, I've been doing research on this, by the way. First off, it has been stated that it is impossible on any thyroid test to get a completely precise, with precision, accurate measure because there's not enough of it in the blood. Furthermore, based on what you eat, changes your thyroid blood levels throughout the entire day. So your thyroid, based off what you eat, changes your thyroid numbers. Based off your temperature, based off the time of the day, based off the season, based off your race. I knew one person who got their thyroid tested, they were hypothyroid, and then they're hyperthyroid the next month. But if you want your thyroid disorder, you want to hold on to this thing and manifest what you don't want. You put all your attention and worry and fear into it. And the weight thing is the biggest fear for women. This is like the placebo effect working against you. They're trying to tell you, the doctors don't even need to get patients anymore. They're sending people away. There's like lines coming out. So the natural doctors like pick up this stuff and do this. So what I'm telling you is to heal from your thyroid disorder is to recognize the fact that you don't have one. And let's just say you are going into this thyroid world where you're wanting to be diagnosed with thyroid to give you an excuse to be overweight. You want to lose your weight, and a lot of these people say, oh, I've tried that diet. Yeah, whatever. How consistently, how long, whatever. And regardless, your law of attraction, you're going to worry about your weight on an ongoing basis, no matter what you eat. That's the law of attraction. It's very easy to manifest what we don't want. If the law of attraction works, then whatever you sit there worrying without any effort whatsoever, all your thoughts, all of your attention, every last bit of your power is going into this. So guess what's going to happen? You're going to manifest what you don't want. You can't manifest what you do want because it's too hard. This is effortless, manifesting what you don't want. So you have to get to the point where you actually believe that you don't have a thyroid disorder. That's why the placebo effect works. You have to stop worrying about it. That's the conscious way. And let's just say you have a thyroid disorder. For the small percentage of the people who really have thyroid disorders, which is bullshit because of this madness, they play off the insecurities of women and men. Well, let's just say you have a thyroid. What is that going to do for you if you get this diagnosis? You want to stay far away from whatever they're going to give you as possible. In fact, there were studies showing that people who had higher numbers above 4.5, they followed them in a clinical study for many, many years. And only like 2% in the first year developed, out of the 100%, developed a thyroid. And over like 20 years in this clinical study, it was like 30% of all the people. So it's very, if you follow, and diet is what's key. If you're eating, these people don't eat healthy. So you'll be like the 70% for sure if you don't worry and fear about it. But let's just go back to this point. Let's just say that you are going to, you got diagnosed, right, with this thyroid disorder. So what are they going to offer you? Anything that they offer you, you should run the opposite direction as fast as you can. So it's useless to even go into this worry cycle, because if they give you any medication, what's going to happen is it's going to make your thyroid gland lazy. And then you're worried and fearful about it. You're manifesting your thyroid disorder at the same time while making your thyroid gland lazy. You're freaking in trouble here. What, you want them to throw radioactive iodine and start killing cells because they think it's completely normal that you're hyperthyroid? Because, and these tests aren't even, precise. You only got tested once. I told you, I have a friend who literally got tested 1 month, hyper and hypo the next month. They're completely, it's almost like the blood, it's like madness. So you want them to cut your thyroid out? And then on these, the way they make it sound, oh, it's completely normal. We'll cut your thyroid out and you'll have to live off this medication that's completely just like your thyroid. They say it so calmly and so this is like just completely normal for the rest of your life. And most people fall for that. What if, oh, okay, so every couple hundred years a war happens, and I'm hoping, I don't want a war or anything, but it's coming close to it. Like if you look at history, it's like we're due. Let's just say war happens and then you have your thyroid gland removed and you lose access to thyroid hormone. Then what? You're freaking screwed. You're dependent on this shit for the rest of your life. So what can they do for you? What you got to do is improve your health. And this goes for every disease. Everybody who's crazy about their disease, including myself. So what happens is you have to, first off, eat healthy. And then you're set on a physical level, because when you eat healthy, you're that 70% who's not going to have an issue, like in that clinical study. Over 20 years, you're going to be the 98% over 1 year. And then you got to get this worry manifestation thing in control. And then you're set. It's almost like fun. It's painful, but it's like, hey, I'm on a new mission here. So there you go, Ingrid. Yeah, Island Time Studios. You have the same issue. Did you hear all that? What's the best way to detox from the chemtrail stuff? Is to be out of chemtrail stuff. Just like when you detox, when you stop taking coffee, you detox coffee automatically. You don't have to do anything. So if you want to detox something, you have to stop it from coming in your intake. And that's another fear, chemtrail stuff. Okay, this woman had chickenpox at age 33. Her body, my body literally rejected cooked food and I could eat only raw food. Show me how much our body compensates when we're not fighting illness. Okay, why should it be any different any other time? Body wants live enzymes. Okay. Okay. That was a pretty good hangout, I think. Don't you guys think? You guys, join my newsletter list. I have something big tomorrow. Huge. Huge. TheRawFoodWorld.com, just throw your email address in there. I'm coming out with something groundbreaking. Once a week, I'm going to be putting out one of these videos. Everybody, we deposited yesterday, we deposited $9 store credit in everybody's account. If you don't have an account, create one. It will be deposited in 24 hours. They're good until the end of the month. I actually said Sunday, but I'm going to extend it until the end of the month. But if you do use a store credit, we'll give you another one that's $10. Probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, moving right along, you could also use Raw Food 7 for 7% off your order at the same time. And if you order any Ketone, Quintessential, Organosilica, or Oceans Alive product, you get free shipping on your entire order. So that's like the craziest deals we've ever had. All right, stay tuned, guys, because there's a whole new era going here with Matt Monarch and the Raw Food World. Tomorrow, creating a new YouTube channel now for this. This is how epic it is. I'm going to reach the masses. Watch me. Watch. Tomorrow's video kind of it's going to reach our community, but the next one is going to be insane. All right, everybody. Mwah.